Welcome back. You are with Ivan Lazar. All right, in this video, we're going to cover how we are going to build a wall to this structure. At the same time, we're going to line up the sketch of the wall with our cutouts for the captive nut, right? So this will kind of complete the process of building a captive nut joint. All right, and we'll get started. Now, making sure that that active component is the major project, we're going to assemble a new component. Let's select wall, right? We're going to type wall into there and click it OK. And that's given us, it's kind of made all the semi-transparent. You just see the wireframe and it's prepared to do a new component, and there you go. The wall is now the active component. So we're now going to hit sketch, right? And we're going to select that vertical plane, right? Because the wall is meant to be perpendicular to the base and the top. So selecting that plane would make sure that we are going to be drawing on that correct angle or perspective. So clicking that, and Fusion brings that up. And at this point in time, you can see all the little bit of cuts or lines that make up the captive nut. All right. Okay, so we're going to go create now, and rectangle. Let's try a 3-point rectangle. Now, I'd like you to start somewhere at the bottom. One click, and let's get to the same length as that, yes? So, which is 150 mm. So if you can't click it at 150, you just got to type in a 150 at this stage, and then click the mouse once, drag it up. Now, we need a height of 64, so I'm just going to type in 64 and then press the enter key. That locks down the entire wall. Although we have the length and the height of the wall, now I'm just going to dimension the length just so that everyone can see that the length is 150. But we don't quite know how it relates to the base, all right? So we're going to dimension how far below the base this is going to be, all right? So I'm going to click on that line there, and I'm going to click here. Oh, look, it happened to be 5, but I did want a 5 anyway. So we're going to enter that to be a 5, and that's the wall that's done. Now, see these captive nut joints? We need to build a few of the openings so that we can put the bolts in. So I'm just going to zoom into the top here, and I'm going to draw a circle, right? So I'm going to go circle, and let's try a 2-point circle. Let's see if that works. Okay, it's not working. It's not working very well because guess what? That line is on a different sketch, and we can't access it in this sketch. So how do you make these lines appear on this sketch? So we're going to press the button P. So on your keyboard, press P, and P brings up the projection, right? What is the meaning of projection? Projection means that we are trying to pick up a line from a different sketch. So look at that. That's actually the sketch we did for the captive nut joint. So I'm just going to click that, and that's selected as projection. So I'm going to click OK. So if you look at that, that's selected as the projection. Now, I'm not sure if I want it to be this way. So I'm going to hit P again, and I'm going to click that. Or rather, I'm going to remove these clicks. Click OK. Okay, so that did not remove it. So I'm going to click on it and press the delete key. All right, so let's hit delete. Yep, all right. So I'm on a Mac, and that delete function didn't quite work, so I'm going to just delete that by right clicking the mouse. So click it and then hit a delete and hit a delete again. All right, so let's do this process again. I'm going to hit P, but I'm only going to choose that line and this one. And I'm going to go OK. There we go, right? That sets out the boundaries. And then I'm going to go with, let's try a 2-point circle. I'm going to the center, click once, get to the center again. Ooh, nah, that's not what we want. So feel free to always try different components here. So clearly center diameter circle is not what we wanted. Let's do a 2-point circle. Find the center and find the center again, and there you go. Click, right? So that's drawn a circle right there. That's what you want. And we're going to repeat the process for the other 5, or 4 more left rather. There are 5 in total, 4 more. So hit P again, and we're just going to get that line and that line. Okay, so you can hit P at any point in time. You don't have to do it all at one go. 2-point circle, again center to the center, click, and we are done. Escape. All right, so we have done 2. All right, I'm going to hit P and do all of these 3 at the bottom. So I'm going to hit P on the keyboard, and oops, can't see that. Okay, let's go. The line, another line, zoom out and zoom in on this side, line, another line. All right, let's do this pan thing then. Pan across, and go back to the projection again. 1 and a 2. All right, click. So obviously, how do you know that a particular line is projected? It kind of appears in purple, right? So that's how you can tell that, oh, that's a projection line. Create circle. We're going to do a 2-point circle. Find the center. That just shows up that triangle. Click it. Another one. Click. Let's get to this one. So center again. Click. And click. Next one. Click. And click again. So some of the eagle-eyed among you may actually notice that the circle is actually a little bit bigger than the acrylic, the outline for the acrylic. That's normal because your circle diameter is 3.1 and your acrylic is only 3 millimeters. So there's a little bit of offset of 0.05 at the top and at the bottom. All right, so we've done the wall. So let's go ahead and click Finish Sketch. Now, always before doing a press pull, I do the home button, and that tells me which way I need to extrude this by. Press pull, click on that. Look, it's already selected, or rather deselected those circles, which is perfect. And we want it to go in, so the arrow is going in. Remember, folks, if your arrow is pointing out, you got to put a negative sign, and that goes as thickness because I want it to go in. And okay, and there we go. Now, quite clearly then that this just going to orbit this around to show you what that looks like. So quite clearly, this one's actually joined up very nicely. And if you were to remove the active component right to the major project right at the top, if you click that there, then all of that comes to being opaque and built out. Again, I'm just going to orbit again to show you that that hole, that circle that you just drew, has automatically lined up with the sketches and the cutouts for the captive nut joint, right? So this allows you to put a nut right there and put in a bolt on this end, and it will actually line up both the top with the wall and the bottom as well with the wall. So at this stage, you will also notice that you have the finger joints there. Now we got to do one more step for the finger joint just to build it out, but we'll do that at a later stage. Now, while the finger joints kind of locate the position of the top and the bottom with respect to the wall, they don't necessarily keep it there. For example, even if a finger joint, you can pull the wall off, right? You can just pull the wall right off. What these captive nuts do is for you to put a bolt and a nut so that these are now firmly secured and you can't just pull it off unless you undo the bolt or the nut. All right, save your work, and this is the end of this video, and I will catch you again for the next one. Goodbye.